down in any of the metrics,
What about deep ball accuracy?
There are very few numbers. There are very few numbers to support that he has played well. That's just the reality of it. You don't have to like it. You don't have to agree with it. Flacco didn't flip protections either when he was here, but Joe knew when he was hot.
Yeah.
Shador hasn't figured that out.
And Joe been in the league how many years? 30?
But he knew when he was hot. He knew where it was coming from.
Either we're going to say that Josh Allen is Superman, and the Bills
Look
are...
at what Josh Allen has accomplished in his career. You can't compare him.
Josh Allen didn't play a good game,
No, but what I'm saying, though, is if you...
Yeah.
Thank you. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah, who said Josh Allen played well? Nobody said it.
No quarterback is going to play well every game.
Like, there are no numbers around where Shador shines. They're not. Yards, you can give him yards. He had the 300-yard game against Tennessee. He leads the team in passing. You can give him yards. But if you dig down in any of the metrics, what
about deep ball accuracy?
There are very few numbers. There are very few numbers to support that he has played well. That's just the reality of it. You don't have to like it. You don't have to agree with it. You can say differently. That's what the numbers say. Fourth downs, they are atrocious. They're atrocious. Yeah. I think I had it there somewhere.
My only concern, Jason, and I tend to lean, even though I don't know them as well, I tend to lean towards the analytics and stats like EPA being more meaningful than traditional stats.
Fourth downs, they lose 3.3 yards per play.
But Jason, here's what I don't understand.
Yes.
Is the team, how much is the quality of the talent around you factored into that? Do you know?
As the quarterback, you're supposed to elevate the talent around you.
I know that, but
let's break down how misleading it is to suggest a quarterback can single-handedly turn around a bad or historically bad franchise. Over the past decade, many quarterbacks faced tough starts or were even labeled busts. Caleb Williams struggled with a weak team and coach. Bryce Young was doubted in 2023. J.J. McCarthy, Trey Lance, Zach Wilson, and Justin Fields all had rocky beginnings, while others like Anthony Richardson or Kenny Pickett faced multiple trades early in their careers. On the flip side, quarterbacks like Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, Jordan Love, Kyler Murray, and Deshaun Watson entered much stronger situations with talented supporting casts. Even stars like Patrick Mahomes or Andrew Luck sat or benefited from solid team structures.
Football contender. I think that's progress. The question is, do the Browns think that's progress?
I think...
Absolutely, no doubt about it. I agree 100%, and it's always valuable to get a former player's perspective because 9 times out of 10, it comes from a non-biased place. What they see is what they tell you. I want to focus on Sean King, though, because he pretty much laid it out exactly.
I'm going to ask you this question. When you look at it, I kind of talked about this before, and this is a bigger picture about quarterback play. I go back and I watch and looked at some of the data and the statistics of guys like, even Manning, Peyton Manning in his first couple of years. Take a look at Josh Allen his first couple of years, right? Quarterbacks that, wasn't setting the world on fire, but they were given a little bit of time to grow and figure it out. That time seems to be sped up a lot around the league. You get people, you get a year, you get a couple of games here or there to figure out, because the time seems to be speeding where it's like, okay, I got to figure out what's up with this or how to adapt. I look at teams that kind of wrap their arms around quarterbacks and invest in them and say, we are all in on it. It's almost like the marriage thing. Like if I find a person that I can be married to and we vibing, I'm going to invest everything I got so that person can succeed. How does that play a role in the development of a quarterback if the organization is truly married to what they are?
Sometimes you have to look at what you have and say, if we get really good around this, what's our ceiling? And if I was to become the GM of the Browns, that would be the first decision I think I would make. I'm not anointing Shador the franchise quarterback. I'm not giving up completely on Deshaun. I'm not in the mindset that Dylan Gabriel can't be a competent backup or third-string guy. But what I am saying is I'm also not going to sit here and say that Mendoza is one of the top 10 quarterbacks in the National Football League, or Dante Moore, or whoever declared. Like, that's the cloudy picture with this upcoming draft. These guys haven't even announced they're entering the draft yet. But when you look at a Fernando Mendoza, forget about is he better than the quarterbacks you have. When you assign that kind of asset, meaning top 10 pick, top 5 pick to a quarterback, where do you now rank in the NFL?
Right, I get what you're saying. So that's
a big question.
Right, you got to believe if you're going to draft a quarterback that high, you have to believe that eventually he doesn't have to be a top 10 quarterback immediately, but you have to believe that at some point in a couple of years,
he has the traits.
About 3 years.
He's going to be a top 10 quarterback, right? Otherwise, you don't take him.
He has the traits and the characteristics to put us in the elite level of the league when it comes to that position. Otherwise, you're better at taking an elite player at another position and getting better around whoever the quarterback is. I mean, Brock Purdy's not an elite talent, but San Francisco, they surround him with really good players. Christian McCaffrey, George Kittles, Trent Williams. They had a really good receiver room, and Ayuk went crazy. Debo got traded. But when you look at some of these guys, like some of these quarterbacks are just managing the game. And the beautiful thing is, after next year, you're off Deshaun's contract, and the other 2 guys are still on rookie deals. So that'll give you a lot of cap flexibility to go out and fill some of the other holes on.
And that's what most people are saying. Logical fans looking at the upcoming draft understand that while everyone gets excited about the Heisman-winning quarterback, the next big college star, looking at the Cleveland Browns roster and how it's built, it wouldn't make sense to go out and get just anyone. Unless you're talking about a once-in-a-generation player like Brett Favre or a quarterback of that caliber, adding someone new isn't going to change the outcome. Nobody could perform better under the current conditions the Browns have Shedeur Sanders operating under. Those are my thoughts on it. Go ahead and chime in below. And if